All right, if anybody's in here, we're gonna have a seems to be a little short stream right now. About the time this thing went severe, we tried to get on, had some stream key issues, so we weren't able to actually go live for a little while, but we are now, and we'll kind of recap of what's going on. This we're just watching this line of storms coming in from the state line going through Cass County. We got a severe thunderstorm warning for Cass County, 4.5 inch hail, ping pong ball size hail, and then also some strong winds and some heavy rain with that. About 60 mile per hour wind gust. You can kind of see that on there. Here's the areas that could be impacted by it. So just kind of getting things going here. So trying to get the cameras pulled up so we can show those here too. Should be right here, but it's working. Here we go. Alrighty. Got it to where I can get the cameras up for you. So this is not going to be the only line for tonight. This will move through, and then roughly somewhere between 2 and 4, we'll have another line to come through. Right around state line area is about 2 to 4 time frame, and then after that, tomorrow's event looks to be more southeast of here. But currently, we've only got one severe thunderstorm warning, and it's moving off to the east, kind of a little bit northeast, but basically east. And it's basically for some 1.5 inch hail and some strong winds. And I'll kind of show you the area for the hail. You can see right around Harrisonville area, and it looks like Eastland, Gun City, all the way over towards Holden area. You can expect some damage to some properties and vehicles and stuff. If you have a chance to move those, I would before this gets to you. I probably wouldn't run out in it while it's actively happening. So let's look at, yeah, we're getting a little too close to the radar site there for that. Velocities, with being so close, it's kind of hard to tell exactly how strong the winds are going to be right now. But we can zoom out a little bit and go over here to Topeka and kind of see the wind direction and stuff. But this is going to be way up in that thunderstorm, so this isn't going to be on like right at the ground. But the next closest one is going to be down here, where you can kind of see if there's any kind of rotation in there in the upper levels. It doesn't look to be, and as this moved in, it didn't look to have really any rotation with it. So and right tonight, the tornado threat is pretty low anyway. So I'm going to transition over this one cell basically right now in Cass County is producing quite a bit of lightning here. I'm going to switch over to the cameras and you guys see that. So still got the radar on the bottom left, and this is for Cass County. We'll kind of zoom in there and let that play through. You can see, I don't really think of the east cam. Yeah, the east camera's not going to show much, but you can see all the lightning going on with this storm. Tim, right now the largest hail looks to be basically from like Harrisonville down to Highway. Just kind of goes almost a straight line from Harrisonville to Highway area. Just a little bit north of that, really. But I'll show you again where the hail core is. It's gonna be right at Harrisonville here. I'll switch back over to here. This is going to show you the sorry, I'm also getting some messages here. Where the hail is located. So Harrisonville, north side of Harrisonville, central Harrisonville, east over towards Eastland, Gun City, and we just got the update as we're talking about it. So it's northeast of Harrisonville right now, just west of Eastland, and I don't remember exactly what road goes through there, but Camp Branch, 315th, north of there really. Timberview Road. That's going to be inch and a half size hail. So I can only guess why you're asking that. So good luck to you. But tornado threats real low this evening. And really for this whole event, there's been a lot of talk about the storm setup coming in, and yeah, it is going to produce some severe weather. Obviously, it currently is, and even the round of between 2 and 4 in the morning kind of deal it has a probability of producing some more severe weather. But then after that's through, then the cold front comes through, dew points drop, and we could see some rain showers tomorrow. But as the threat of for severe weather really shifts to southeast Missouri, back in that area like it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. There we go. Okay. But right now, this is the only cell we're worried about. It's going to be basically the northeast side of Cass County. It's going to move into the western side of Johnson County. We'll see if it holds together. These kind of have a history of having some severe earlier, then they kind of fell apart a little bit, weakened, and then now they're kind of amping back up a little bit. Not really expecting too much more severe weather out of this line. Overall, they've pretty much been behaving themselves, but does does have these cycle patterns kind of going through it. So looking at these cameras here, if you can't quite read it on the screen, this top left one is from Creighton, and the top right one is from Dayton. That's looking north. You can't really see the one facing south, but there's not a whole lot on there right now anyway. And then you have the one facing west. Yeah, Levy, golf ball northeast of Harrisonville. That's very, very possible with this cell. Just a ton of lightning out there. Kind of talking about tomorrow. If you guys have any family or anything that lives kind of central southern Missouri off to the east, I would make sure that they're weather aware tomorrow because it could get a little dicey down there. More towards the southeast side of Missouri, down by the Boot Hill, Poplar Bluff area. Um, Looks to be the better the higher percentage down there. Anybody has any questions or anything, just put it in chat. I can see it. It may be a minute or so delayed, but I'll eventually get to it. I'll just keep flipping back and forth between radar, watching the cameras because I enjoy watching the watching the lightning from there. Pull up on the models here and just kind of let you guys see what this is looking like as it comes in overnight. This is just one model right now. It's what we use H triple R short range model. Will go out 18 hours right now. It was working. Elizabeth, I'll go back through and watch that when we're done with this, and I'll put it up uh, actually on my bigger TV so I can see it a little bit better. Model up there. Alrighty, so this is the H triple R. This is gonna go. I'll put it here so you guys can actually see the times here. So this was at 9 p.m. This model actually has it pretty accurate to where there's storms in the area. Between 10 and 11, it was right on state line. 11 o'clock, we're getting pretty close to 11. That just that little bit is in Cass County there, and that's what it's picking up on. And kind of as we go through the night, you can kind of see where it's going to be. So there's 3 a.m. So right around state line between 2 and 4, and then it's going to move on, and looks like it could turn into somewhat of a little Boeing segment out here in central to eastern Missouri there. And there's not really a whole lot going on tomorrow morning, and then it really kind of ramps up in southeastern Missouri. The ones in the back here, depending on where how far southeast that cold front gets, by the time these form, they could just be some showers, produce some hail. I'm expecting the stuff in southeast Missouri to be the ones where we'll want to actually report a ping pong. Wait, Levy, where'd you see that at? If you could send it to me. So I'm also watching the there's a cell just to the west of Archie right now that could increase as it moves east here. But kind of giving you guys an idea up till tomorrow afternoon. There could be some stuff still around west central Missouri area, but mainly kind of just draw a line basically right through Springfield area and east is kind of what it's looking like for tomorrow. This has been kind of ever changing. About every model run, it changes just a little bit. So it's kind of a tricky system. It's not a powerhouse system, but there's enough energy out there to produce some storms. So I'm going to switch back over the radar here and let you guys see. Here's the update on the severe thunderstorm warning for northeast Cass County. It's still going to be the same 1.5 inch ping pong ball size hail, and it sounds like that's actually where it's at. So it's about an 1.5 inches according to Levy there. If he can send it to me, I don't know if he's got it or if it's just a report somewhere. Oh, okay. So somebody sent it to Subby, who is also live, guys. I don't know how long we're gonna be on tonight because we may get up in the morning and head down southeast Missouri, so we may not be up most of the night. But Jim or Subby's Weather Talk, Subby, however you guys know him, also on KDKD's Facebook. He's going to be on majority of the night. So I kind of talked to him a little bit earlier. We went over to Sedalia, had a presentation over there at State Fair, and we kind of talked on the way over there and on the way back that I think he's going to be pulling almost an all-nighter. He's going to take breaks here and there kind of deal, but he's going to be up most of the night. So if we're not on, he will probably be on. At some point, he will have to sleep a little bit, though. So take a little update on. All right, so basically K Highway coming out of East Lynn on the north side. It does look like the hail core is kind of shrinking a little bit, kind of weakening. It's definitely still there. Could still be producing some golf ball, ping pong size hail, 1/4 inch. So, or 1.25 to 1 inch. Still some pretty good size hail down there. Also going to keep an eye down here and just west of Archie, and also down in Bates County. These are kind of filling in down here. We'll be up for a little bit watching these, and then we're gonna try to get some sleep tonight too. So just in case we decide to head south. So yeah, if anybody has any reports or pictures or anything like that, send it to us. That way we can put it up. If you do get a picture of it or anything, put something that like a dollar bill or a quarter or something that's easy for us to see or to compare it to. Yeah. So just checking to see if I have any messages for it. Could you imagine getting woke up to that? Ping pong ball size hail hitting your house. If you've got some lightning going off to the south here. Not really getting a whole lot of lightning off to the south yet, but it may start. Switch back over here. There is a little bit of an area of concern just southeast of Gun City. Right. Where you can't see where I'm pointing there. But right here, there we go. Now it's showing. Right around Old Drum Road and 259th. Looks like a pretty good inflow coming in there. But there is an area of concern there, and then right up here should be the biggest hail if it's updated. Yeah, so it is. Levy, you talking about the rotation by Gun City? So we can see that if you look on the cameras here, I'm gonna up a little bit. Kind of hard to tell in the dark here, but over in this area, I can't show. Mouse. Oh, it kind of shows up there, but you see this little light right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor going there, but if you look above that and a little to the right over here, that's going to be right where that updraft or possible circulation there, and actually it's gone on this latest scan. But that's where that would be, and it's hard to pick out at night, but you would look for any kind of lowering in there. But it's real low tornado threat tonight. It's going to be hail and a wind event with heavy rain. But that's where that rotation could have been. You can kind of see some of the rain shafts there on some of the lightning strikes here, but we'll have all the updraft or upflow, inflow, whatever, however you want to call it, coming in off the right side of the screen, going up, and then all that hail, and then behind it, you'll have some downdraft stuff and things like that too. But another view of that would be, well, from Creighton. Not sure why that's not full screen. Okay. Well, I'll fix that and we'll come back to it. But you can see on the latest scan, right by Gun City, there is where that concern was a couple scans ago, that the rotation is gone, or what we would think to start looking for rotation in there. It's gone. Look down here by Adrian on that, and Archie, that stuff down there. You can tell where it's at, right in this area. And there it is. There it is. We'll go back up here since this is a severe warning down here. Still keep an eye on these down here. These don't look like they're really strengthening, at least not quickly. So we're going to kind of focus on this because it did have that hail in it. And it's still right around Gun City area. This is the Creighton camera. And this is looking at the hail core on the radar in the bottom left. Right now we're just looking at hail core right now. Still right on Gun City. Oh, that's literally the exact same thing. Here's some velocity stuff. Velocity scans stuff. Not showing much, and really, and not necessarily a whole lot of severe wind either. It's still up to 60 miles per hour, and this warning is going to be moving into Johnson County and out of Cass County here pretty shortly, and it goes to 11:45. See a couple chats in Maybe it's weird because not all the chats are coming through, so I didn't see majority of what you're saying in there. Sarah, yeah, unfortunately, this is only really the beginning. So this is the bigger event that we've had for this area so far this year. But there's going to be a lot more coming. We're just kind of getting started with it. So, but it's not something to be scared of. Just be prepared, kind of deal. Just get your plan together on what you're going to do, where you're going to go. Get all of your equipment together that you want to take with you. Some extra food, flashlight, a way to get alerts. If you could have multiple ways to get alerts, then that'll take a lot of any kind of an anxiety away. Just having that plan and knowing what you're going to do, and then you're not kind of freaking out when things do happen. The storms that are coming in between like 2 and 4, rough time frame, those do have potential for kind of the same thing as right now. Some straight line winds, some hail with it. We're kind of on the northern side of it, so we don't have as much clean air for it to work with. But they still have a possibility. But once that line comes through, the cold front should be right there. These should be going with the cold front. And once that comes through, it's going to get it chillier out, and the dew points are gonna drop off. So then the rest of Sunday, we may get like a cold rain shower kind of deal, but we're not expecting really much severe weather after this next line between 3 and 4. I've never had an issue with chat, but yeah, like Sarah, yours didn't initially come through. Becca, I never seen your chat come through at all until I looked at the other screen here. I have 2 ways to get it, and only one of them actually worked. Okay, so Elizabeth, I got to yours. Here, look at everything. So the difference, look, you can see like this has some straight edges. I say straight. I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully that comes across the same. So you can see this just looks more impressive, not just because of color scheme, but it just looks more solid, like kind of more straight lines. When down here it looks kind of fuzzy, kind of fizzy, and I don't really know the appropriate words I'm trying to come up with it, but you can kind of tell the difference in how these look. So this down here tells me it's not really intensifying because it just looks, well, cloudy, for lack of better words right now. I mean, this also looks cloudy, but this looks like an intense cloud. So I hope that kind of gets the point across. I'm not really good at describing that, but it just doesn't look too organized. When this up here does, you can tell the inflow coming into it, and the all the rain and hail up north of it. So Levy, I'll let you answer Weston's comment. I'm going to assume that you know where he's at. Between Harrisonville and P Hill, Pete and nickel size hail lasted for a few minutes and it was coming down hard. I bet it was. That was basically the core of that hill. I think it was weakening just slightly once it got to that area, but still pretty impressive. And actually, just south of Kingsville there, and maybe inside Kingsville is looking about the same thing. So roughly about ping pong, half dollar size now is what the warning's for. So just west of Holden, I'll play this. So I think Holden may luck out. It may go just north, but it may clip the north side too. Heavy didn't tell me that story. I'm gonna have to hear that one. Taking shelter in a porta potty. Is that one I helped move? Alrighty. So just looking at this scan here, you can see west of Dayton, between Dayton and Archie, just right around B Highway, that cell looks to potentially be increasing a little bit, kind of intensifying. One other thing we can look at is echo tops and see. Yeah, on that latest scan, getting some a little taller there, which means a bigger updraft. The cloud's able to go higher in the sky, bigger updraft, potential for hail. Here's the one by Kingsville. Just too close to the radar setup at Kingsville to really utilize this echo top thing. So it just looks at the top of the storm how tall it is, how high up in the air it is. And yeah, right here, watching this one, right there, right around T Highway. So that one may hit Garden City, may just go right south of Garden City, but there could be some hail in this, and that could be, if it continues intensifying just a little bit more, that could be the next one to be severe warned. Not saying it's going to be, but that one does happen. So Brook over by Kingsville area. That's gonna be south of Kingsville. Some just a little bit of hail, just south of Kingsville area. Yeah, I think it's gonna go just north of you guys, Brook. I'm not gonna show people where you're at on here, but it looked like it went just north of you guys. The bigger hill. You can kind of see where you're at on this. That would have been close to you. So I'll pause this. This stuff right here is where the bigger hail should be, right in this area. A little bug in the camera software. I click on one, and then when I click back on another one, it goes small screen. So it still looks like that hill core may go just north of Holden. It's going to be close though. It's going to be close. If you're in Holden and you have a car outside and you can get it indoors, I would suggest doing that. Okay, so just to recap where we're at, and actually there's another one just coming up. If Holden gets missed by hail, I'm going to be real surprised because there's another one just to the south there. One in Garden City is kind of intensifying, so basic F highway area. I would kind of watch out there if you're worried about hail. Velocity stuff. Not seeing anything too concerning on velocity right now. Not sure. Did they take it away? So if anybody's in Garden City, you're probably starting to get some pretty heavy rain up there. If anybody's watching that's in town, or right around the Garden City area, if you couldn't, let us know. But it looks like you're getting some pretty good rain up there. but for some reason, I'm not able to see wind speeds. It was working earlier when I tested all this out, and now it is gone. I can't tell exactly the wind speeds in areas. Not sure why it's doing that. There we go. Right around Holden area, about 40. And this is going to be up in the storm a little bit, so this may not actually be reaching the ground, but it looks roughly 45 miles per hour for wind speeds right now, right around the Holden area. Yeah, Elizabeth, it's should be coming your direction. If it holds together, but what kind of worries me is this little bit right here, right between, could cause a little issue with not getting rain in Creighton. Kayla Allen, thank you. She said it's pouring in Garden City. Any hail with that? Because there's just south of town there is a little hill core down there. It's not. There wasn't very big right there. We'll wait for the update, but that could. I think that's going to go just south of town there. Said I'd be real surprised if Holden doesn't get any hail in Holden. Are you watching, or like, are you just outside watching it, Elizabeth, or do you have a camera out there, or how are you seeing it? Just got some thunder here in Urick, actually. Put the cameras back up so we can watch the lightning, but they're not wanting to cooperate. Wait. Here we go. Yeah. You can see it's raining in Dayton. Not Creighton yet. Trying to get over there to. There's the east facing. Okay. I'll be right back. Just waiting on the new scans to update on the hail course here, but we'll go back to radar here. Transition back over. The hail just started in Garden City. If you get a picture of that, Kayla, don't go out in it. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But if you do get a picture, if somebody sends you a picture, if you could just post that on our page, so everybody can see. Just kind of gets people looking at it. If anybody else has any reports or anything, feel free to just post them on our page. You can use them, put them on as a comment in this video or wherever you can. They're always fun to look at. That's updated yet. All right. Well, up up by Holden, got that those two hill cores kind of those cells merged together. And I got one elongated hill core. That's probably pretty decent sized up there. Yeah, ping pong ball size, and that's probably going to be radar indicated. See if anybody has any solid reports on that. And $50 size hail. So, and that was from a train spotter. Down here by Garden City. The bigger hill is still south of town. Roughly F Highway 323rd is probably a little to the east of this now just because it hasn't updated. So roughly Little Road, O'Bannon is where I would say the bigger hill core is right now. But that's still not severe worn down there, and either is the one in Bates County. But those do have potential to continue increasing. So putting this in motion, you can see it kind of went through a cycle right there as it came into Archie. It looked pretty good, then it went into this little cycle, and then it got some more steam and turned into a more of a solid line, kind of reorganized. And it's looking to become more of a solid linear line all the way through instead of discrete stuff. Yeah, Elizabeth, just be careful out there. You never know when lightning's going to strike. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough for it. I mean, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be out watching it. If I wasn't sitting here, I'd be out watching it too. So I remember one of the times, the storm when I lived in Creighton growing up, went outside and just like that spider lightning, they just crawls across the sky. We sat out there for like 20 minutes, just laid on a blanket, just watched that, and that was one of the coolest storms I've seen. It never did rain; it was just lightning. My mom freaked out because we were outside in the lightning, but it was all cloud to cloud, and I don't think we ever seen one cloud to ground. So I remember my stepdad at the time was saying we had volleyball poles up. It would strike that first. I'm pretty sure he wasn't wrong. But we were also laying like 20 feet from the poles, so we would have felt it. Get the recent. Yep. Okay. Check some velocity stuff. Still nothing in the forms of any kind of rotation in this, which is basically what we expected. The closest we had was up towards Gun City a little bit ago, but still, even that wasn't tight rotation. It was very broad. But that didn't last but a scan or two, and then it went away. The vertical liquid hail cores. So, like I was kind of saying earlier, this is Echo Tops. It looks at how tall the storms are, and it looks like the one down by Passaic would be the strongest storm out of everything, but that's because it's further away from the radar site. The radar site can't look straight up, so you can see there's a black area around just where it can't cover, so it can't see the tops of these storms up here. Well, lightning can be pretty hot though, Elizabeth. It can definitely burn some stuff. So it can like 50,000 degrees kind of deal. So I believe it's hotter than it can be hotter than the sun. I don't know for sure on that, but I believe so. crazy to think about. It just happens so fast. So yeah, Brooke, yeah, Justin and I had a lot of moments up there. He probably has more stories, but I'm not going to say them on here. Actually, some of those he may not have been there, but he was there for a lot of them, so I'm not sure which ones he was and wasn't there. But it was always a fun hill. You could see quite a ways from it. And really, even his mom's house had a pretty good view of stuff too. Actually, I think the majority of the storm stuff was winter related from his mom's house. Watching people getting stuck in the ditch and the truck trying to pull up to help them, they get stuck, and the next one trying to help gets stuck. And that was that. Leo was an ice storm 20 something years ago. So it looks like it's past Garden City now. So have a little break here for 3-4 hours or so, and then the second line will come through, and you can still. I'll go on here, out by Wichita, and this is the stuff that's going to come through here in a few hours, and you can already see it's really building down here. So that's once this stuff moves up, and then the cold front interacts with the cold front up here, it's all going to start pushing southeast. And once this is out of your area, wherever your location is, for tomorrow, then really don't have much to worry about in the form of severe weather. You could still see a spotty shower here and there kind of deal, but as far as severe weather is concerned, after basically by daylight, I think all of west central Missouri is going to be real low on severe weather potential. But we'll still focus on this. Once this gets out of Johnson County, or goes non-severe, and we don't have any other severe warnings, we'll end tonight, and then might be on tomorrow. That we're kind of going back and forth, and if we're gonna go out to southeast Missouri tomorrow for the event out there, and there's another round coming in Tuesday, Wednesday time frame too. So it's like I said earlier, it's only the beginning. So, and then again, mid-April looks to be pretty active, and it's gonna be quite a few opportunities this spring for severe weather in this area. I keep getting notifications on a video that is not even our video. Weird. Yeah, I think we're thinking of the same ice storm, Brooke. I just couldn't remember exactly what year it was, but 2001 sounds right. And I'm pretty sure, is that when the Grinch came out? Because I think we had to ride in the bed of the truck to Clinton in the middle of a snow event. All because we wanted to buy the movie The Grinch and watch it. We were so dead set on that we rode in the back of the truck in the middle of winter to Walmart just to get that movie. Totally worth it. And I would like to keep updating, but it's really just this one severe storm. And same thing, 1.5 ping pong ball size hill possible with 60 mile per hour winds. It's right around northeast of Holden is the strongest part of it for the hail. It looks to be just west of Centerview, maybe getting close to 50 highway by now. May hit Warrensburg. With the hail may go just north. Gonna be another close one to hit. A populated area, but tornado threat's real low. I'm not afraid to admit how old or what age I am either. So 37's not bad, but it's not the best either. Definitely starting to feel it. The thing is, I packed on the weight. He didn't pack on anything. I think he's just as skinny as it was in high school. Yeah, there's really not too much on here to talk about right here, but it's getting closer to Creighton. Elizabeth, let me know if you start seeing anything out there. Not really seeing a whole lot of lightning on the cameras. Probably because they didn't update or the refresh. That would be why. But still, even then, there's not a ton. Here, I'll put them back up. Not as much as earlier, which tells me that the storms are kind of weakening. They don't have the big updrafts. They don't have the hail in there to start some friction and all of that up in the atmosphere to create that lightning. So when the lightning starts dying down, it's a good sign as far as severity of the storm. It can still be severe. It can still produce some good sized hail and stuff, but you can see there's it's not as active as it was a little bit ago. If this will, I'm just messing around now, just curious. Okay, so this is kind of the Springfield radar. The Springfield based on their radar site. So you can see the tops of the storms up by Warrensburg are taller than the ones down here in Bates County. We can also go over here towards the Topeka site and kind of get the same information. And then when we go back to Pleasant Hill, you can see it gets real close to it, and it just can't see it. All right, we're getting too close to the eastern side of Cass County here. Elizabeth, it's getting close to you. That emotion. Still up here in Johnson County, that's still a pretty impressive storm. I'm kind of surprised this one didn't take kind of the same history as the rest of them. They would build up, they'd go severe warned, And I say rest of them. There's only I think two that went severe warned. One was over here towards Miami County, and the other one was when they came up here just northeast of Kansas City, and then this one here. So there hasn't been very many severe storms, severe warnings out there, but the ones that have, it sounds like they produce some pretty good sized hail. We haven't received any pictures or anything of any, so if anybody did get any or knows anybody that got any, just tell them to get on our page and post them so we can see them. It's fun to look at. We don't necessarily want people's stuff to get damaged, but we can't control Mother Nature. We can just report what it's doing. So but if anybody's watching that had any kind of anxiety for tonight's event, this is one of the weaker events that we'll see. And not saying we won't see more like this, but this is kind of on the weaker side of it. But if this caused any kind of anxiety for anybody, I would start planning on getting your being prepared, getting your plan together, what you'll do in case if anything stronger comes through and things like that, and that'll definitely help with anxiety, just knowing what you're gonna do, and you don't have to figure it out on the fly. So we've had a lot of people tell us that this has us being on, Jim being on, even down towards Springfield area with the guys we're teaming up down there, 417 Chasers, then also Jeff Smith up north. They've all kind of said the same thing. Just having somebody on there reporting, even if it's something small like this, has really helped their anxiety out with it. So sometimes it's hard to get the bigger stations to be able to focus on one little area for you. So, and that's where it comes in. The being able to see chat comes in too, because if you have an area that you want us to look at where we haven't yet, you can always just post it in there. We'll eventually see it. We'll get to it and be able to help that way. But a lot of this is don't be scared, be prepared. Get that from one of the guys on Facebook. His name's Ryan Hall. He's got, or Facebook and YouTube really. He's got a page out there where we watch a lot of his stuff. But he always says that no need to be scared, just be prepared, kind of deal. So, like I said, we can't control it, but we can definitely be prepared for it and go from there. No, wouldn't let it ruin a night or a day, kind of deal. So, but it looks like right around Creighton area is getting some rain now. I'm gonna look over on the cameras, so you'll see me kind of moving around a little bit here. And it is, the Creighton camera does have rain on it. Actually looks like it's coming down pretty decent. There's still not a whole lot of lightning going on. Right around Creighton area, it looks like it's all on that north side, up by just south of Holden area, north of Blairstown. It's kind of where it looks like that lightning's going to be. But Luke, I'm not even going to answer that comment, man. Go run a call or something. Actually, you wouldn't get out of bed. Alrighty, we lost internet for a second there. Hopefully, everybody's still here. I'm not sure if anybody heard me comment on Luke's comment or Shelby's comment. Alrighty, so I think we're up and going again. I was getting ready to go get our backup connection going, but I think we're live. If anybody could comment on there just to make sure it shows we're live. I don't know who's still here or not. Shelby, if you're still here, I was getting ready to say I'm going to zoom in on the Warrensburg cell since you're here, and that's the severe warning is up in that area. You can see it's just on the west side of Warrensburg. It's actually probably in Warrensburg now because these are delayed images. And then here's the hail core for that. It's probably right right on the west side of Warrensburg. Okay, you can hear me now, and it's still ping pong ball size hail with 60 mile per hour winds. Now this is still the initial data or information from when this initially got put out. So the inch and a half, that area has shrunk a little bit. It looks like so it may not be that size. But they're still reporting inch and a half, and that's going to be radar indicated. And then as far as any kind of rotation or tornado threat, it's real small, and there's no rotation right now. So if you do have any questions with that, or you want me to zoom into a more specific area on here, we can look a little bit closer on that. So just let me know on that. Luke, if you're still here, I'm sorry you're still here. I don't really know what you're going to get out of this, but I know Luke, guys, so he understands. I don't think he's going to be hurt by no means. He actually probably closed it when I lost internet, knowing him. So look at some velocity here. They're saying roughly about 60 mile per hour wind gust, which is very, very possible. I have not seen one on here when I look at it, but I'm also looking a little bit up into the storm, so I can't really see what's going on at ground level. If anybody on here lives in Holden, Luke, whatever, man. You're just mad I quit playing video games with you on a Saturday night and you're bored. Okay, so they just extended that severe thunderstorm warning, and it is for inch size. So quarter size hail instead of the inch and a half or ping pong ball size. And it's going to be the area for that is going to be smaller than it was too. I'll let you know here in a minute what the hail looks like. Okay, yeah, that would be great if you get a picture of it. Like I was saying earlier, don't go out in it, but if you do get a picture of it, throw it in a comment on this video or just post it to our page if you can. I'm not really sure if anybody else can. I don't think I've had anybody else post anything, but if you're able to, post it. If not, if you could just put it in a comment. So I don't even know what to say to you. But kind of give you an idea of where that hail core is going. Looks like it's going to be right along 50 highway, but it still could be really anywhere in town. So I'm not really helping you there. But there's the radar image. If that does help at all, slide over a little bit. Why is it? I keep getting notifications that people are liking a video, and it's of like a building being demoed, and it says we posted it. Like I don't know why it's doing that. So I keep getting notifications that people are liking it. So I keep making sure that nobody's like sending me reports or anything. Is there anybody on here that's still in the path of this storm that's going to be east of Warrensburg? Kind of in that polygon area? And for anybody that has joined that wasn't here earlier, this is just the first line coming through this evening. There's only one section that's severe, but we've got some stronger stuff. So it's Sedalia. Good. Alrighty. So I will stay on here until either this gets past Sedalia and we don't have any more viewers watching from further east, or the severe warning goes away. And the reasoning for that is because we may be out tomorrow down southeast Missouri, chasing down there. So I don't want to be completely worn out for that. But as long as we have somebody watching that's in the path of this, I will stay live, even if it's just one person. So, and Luke, if you're watching, I know where you're at. So don't try to tell me you're in front of this, because that's definitely something you would try to do. But the later we go into the night too, the less of the heating, daytime heating, we'll lose that. And what's gonna kind of be helping these later is the cold front coming through. It's gonna increase forcing. So the trying to explain that the air is gonna be able to like be pushed up and create lift and storms that way. So just to make sure. And stuff, since we already lost internet once, hopefully we don't again. But if we do and we get cut off, you can always go over to Subby's Weather Talk and watch him. I think he's going to be live for the majority of this event. I know he's going to be taking some breaks in there to rest before the second round comes through. But and I actually may not even be rest, may just be get away from the screen and stop looking at the screen for a little bit. But he should be live for majority of this. So if for some reason we get disconnected or we decide to end the stream a little early, then he's over there, and he's great. He's definitely more knowledgeable than we are. So we've learned a lot from him. So we're all kind of working together to basically do the same thing. So just going back to look at hail course here, the stuff that was south of here, Bates County into Henry County, I think it's probably all exiting out of Cass County now, it looks like. Right around Creighton still has a little bit of rain there. But the main concern is up here by Warrensburg. This thing is just still going. It looks like it's starting to split right there though, but it could be either going through a transition, which it has done a couple other times on the path of this. But Matt, you're still awake? I figured you'd be resting, man. May have a long day tomorrow. I'm still considering coming down there, but it sounds like Levy's going to be down there with you. But I'm still going back and forth on it. Oh, Shelby says pea-size hail in Warrensburg now. So that's good. That kind of confirms on what the radar has been showing and kind of what we've been thinking is it's starting to kind of lose a little bit of its steam. Not saying it can't get it back, but we're kind of losing even more heat of the day kind of deal. So it could be on its kind of last little gasp of being that bigger damaging hail kind of deal. So, but Steph, yeah, I always hate those sirens. They're good to have, especially when you're outdoors. I don't know how many people are going to be outdoors. I mean, it is Saturday night, I guess, but yeah, those things are loud. We have one right across the street from where I work, and if you're taking a nap there, which I work at a fire department, so we're able to do that, they're loud. You will not sleep through that thing. watching the system out of Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm kind of watching that too. I don't really necessarily think it's going to be all that bad up here. It definitely does have the potential though, but I don't know what that cold front will actually do when it comes through with it. But I'm going to be watching it. I don't know if I'll be live for that second round later on. I may let Jim or Subby's Weather Talk uh, kind of cover the live stuff on that. I'll make a post saying if you need any kind of coverage, most likely he'll be up. He's been kind of game planning that today. I was with him earlier, like I said, over in Sedalia doing that little presentation over there at the college, and he was talking a lot about what he's going to be doing tonight. So unless for some reason he gets tired, he's going to be on. But he's got a lot of coffee down there. Yeah, I don't know how this one. Every other one, Matt, up in this area that's went severe warn has went warned, and then I don't think it's any of them's actually been expanded. They've been allowed to expire. I think one expired in like 15 minutes after they issued it. Like it was a quick expiration on that. But this one is what two counties now. So well, basically one full county. It was right around Harrisonville area in the Warrensburg, but that's still a long way for the stuff tonight. So Ashley, Fort Creighton area for the second round. It looks to be. I'll just go through and look at the most recent one and let you know real quick. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I got to change some other stuff just because of how I have things set up tonight. But I'll kind of let you know the timing on that real quick. Um, yeah, it still looks to be anytime between 2 and 4. So probably closer to between 3 and 4 a.m. is when it'll be coming across state line into Cass County area and really your area, roughly about 3-4 o'clock, and it could be about the same thing that we've been experiencing tonight. Some larger hail, uh, some strong winds. We're kind of on the northern side of this, so it's kind of tough to really say for sure on it, but that's kind of what we're expecting for that second round. Then after that comes through, the cold front's going to push everything kind of east to southeast, and then you really don't have much of a severe threat up in this area after that. You can still see a scattered shower here and there, but as far as anything severe, I really don't see anything basically after daylight happening up in west central Missouri kind of deal. So it would be very tough for anything because all the moisture, all the dew points, and everything gets pushed south. So she'll be just looking on there. You can see that where that hail core kind of shifted. The strongest part of it shifted right over the school. So I don't know what part you're in. You don't necessarily have to put it on there, but I think I already said it. She mentioned it was pea-sized hail in Warrensburg. That was 4 minutes ago. Actually, now they zoom out, just that bottom part of that cell kind of took over. So that north one looks to be kind of dying out a little bit, kind of weakening. Matt, if you're still on here, if they had any confirmed tornadoes down there in Oklahoma, I know they put that hatched area, not hatched, but that in 5% area down there. But I haven't watched any coverage down there or really even looked at anything down there. I've been doing other things. I haven't seen anything on Facebook about any confirmed reports down there. Yeah, but still nothing on velocity to be too concerned about. They're still saying 60-mile-per-hour gust. That's not sustained winds. That's just gusts. So, Shelby. That's probably what you're getting is something. All right, I lost internet again there. Let's see here. Stephanie, just like how long the season lasts. So like this year, it looks like we're still going to be going into June, maybe even early July, but probably mid to late June, for the higher likelihood kind of deal. But that kind of gives you a rough timeline. So, but basically the upper level winds, the jet stream, once that starts going up north of us and basically up in northern America, like South Dakota and stuff like that, as the summer goes, the jet stream just goes further north and eventually get into Canada and stuff. And then our severe weather is more of like the pop up storms. You don't get these big outbreaks and stuff unless if that jet stream comes further south. But because that allows for supercells and stuff, just by the way that you get the updrafts and then you have to have the winds aloft pushing the updraft away so it doesn't kill itself, if that makes any sense. So probably a picture would be a better way to describe that. But June ish, late June, kind of give you a ballpark on that. And it looks like this is going to go north of Sedalia, at least the severe warned part, Stephanie. It's Steph. I'm assuming it's Stephanie. Sorry if I screw that up, but Steph. Yep, you're welcome. If you, like I said, any questions, feel free. I may not be able to answer them because I'm not a professional. I didn't go to college for it. It's just a lot of self-taught stuff, and then talking with just people that do this. I've learned a lot. So, but I'm definitely not a professional at this. Just something I really passionate about. Really just enjoy doing. So Knob Noster's in the line of this. Lamont's in the path of this. Go back here. Look here. And it could be in a weakening phase. But just because I'm just basing that on, it doesn't look like there's as much lightning. It doesn't look like the hail cores are as intense as they were just 30 minutes ago. So it could be in a weakening phase here. That I'm going with it is. I have answered this already, but second round tonight. As far as wind and hail, Shelby, yeah, we're kind of expecting kind of the same thing. It may be a little bit more intense. It may not be quite as intense, but I would expect roughly about what we're doing now. Possibly some damaging hail, uh, some heavy rain, lots of lightning, some strong winds. Tornado threat is still it's there. It's very low. I would if we could put a, a percentage on it, it would be under 5%. So probably even under 2%. It's very low tonight. We did the dynamics just aren't quite there for that. But if there's a storm, you can never completely rule it out. So, but I would go to bed with confidence that most likely you're not going to have an issue with it. But you'll get some strong winds and stuff, and it might sound like it's going to be a tornado outside, but yeah, why is it still saying that? It's weird. You still keep getting the same notification. Facebook's way of distracting us. And I don't know where exactly you're located at in Sedalia, but this storm looks to be like going north over there. Not saying it can't build a little bit further south and hit Sedalia, but right now it looks to be going north. So yeah, definitely, I would try to get some good sleep tonight. So and really over in Sedalia area, it's going to be about the same as the rest of it over where I'm at. I'm on the western side over here. So it's kind of the same throughout. You maybe have a little bit stronger winds over there because it may start bowing out by the time it gets over in Sedalia area. But those are straight line winds. Tornadic stuff is very low. But if you are worried, we may not be on doing a live stream like this, but Subby's Weather Talk, he's usually on. So we're giving updates somehow because we're gonna try to get some sleep here in just a little bit. I'm kind of waiting to see if this is gonna continue strengthening to the south, if this expires or anything like that. Then get some rest and wake up probably about 6 a.m. and figure out if we're going down south or not. It could be an all day drive down there, do some reporting on some stuff down there, and then drive back kind of deal. So it could be an all day thing. So I don't want to be too tired on the road. That's never safe for anybody. But we'll stay on until this kind of see what we're doing. Yeah, you're welcome, Steph. So yep. I'm really trying to stay on until we don't have any severe warnings. So for two reasons. One, because of tomorrow, and two, once you lose the severe stuff, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. It's kind of just sitting here, just rambling on. So, which is basically what I've been doing anyway. But like I was saying earlier, if you do have an anxiety about storms, just just figuring out how to get prepared for it. Whether that's a plan, you know exactly where you're going to go. Whether that's getting supplies together, just a little to go bag, to go out to a storm shelter, figuring out where you're going to be at in your house, kind of deal. Center is always better, just because more walls between you and what could happen on the outside. So because it's usually not the wind that hurts people, it's what's in the wind. It's what's the wind's blowing around kind of deal. But just be prepared. Get your family prepared. You know, it's kind of like a fire drill kind of thing. If your house catches fire, you guys have a meeting point outside. Well, if there's a storm coming, you guys meet in the center of the house, or you meet you meet in the center of the house, and then you all go together out to the storm shelter outside. So it's just those things. So like I said, we can't control the weather. It's going to do whatever it wants to do. We're just going to be here to help kind of ease people's minds on it and report what we can. So we're hoping to be out in the field more, not necessarily sitting at a desk, because I don't necessarily like sitting here staring at computer screens. Even though I'm kind of a computer guy anyway, but I would rather be out looking at this and be able to report live footage back to you guys and get pictures and put on there so you guys can see it, because we can only see so much on here. But if we're out in the field and we can see this, then you guys will see what's coming at you, kind of deal. So that's what we're hoping for. Sometimes we can't be, and there's really not a whole lot that we can do in the dark, kind of deal, as far as getting pictures and stuff out. So that's why when things come through at night, we tend to do stuff like this. We sit at a desk, and it's just not the funnest way to do it. So would rather be out. But and if people know me, or the people on here that know me, I'm not usually much of a talker anyway. So I try to not talk as much as possible. And actually, when I was going through class, I got an award for the first person to ever finish class saying under 15 words for the whole year or something like that. It was just like a joke thing, but yeah, it was basically about 15 words is all I said during that whole year. All right, looks like we probably have one person left on here. I'm not sure where you're from. I will stay on if you're in the path of this. But I think everybody else has kind of jumped over to Subby's weather talk. Um, but if anybody's actually still watching, let me know. That's in the path. I mean, just let me know if you're watching. And if you're in the path of this, like I said, I will stay on. If not, I'll probably go and end this here pretty quick and try to go get some rest. So, but until I get that comment, if they do comment, if not, I'll just give it a couple minutes. But kind of recap what I'm expecting for the rest of the night. Is this could still move across the state and stay severe warned. I'm not seeing much of a tornado threat. It's gonna be hail, wind, and some heavy rain with some lightning. So basically a strong thunderstorm. So, but I think we probably gained a couple viewers back. If anybody's still in the path of this line to the east of this, let me know and I'll stay on. I have no problem staying on. But if nobody's here, it's isn't a path of this. I'll probably go in and end the stream here in the next couple minutes. But uh, just wait, give a couple minutes here. If anybody responds back, then we'll stay live. Log down. There's not much lightning going on out there at all anymore. Good deal. Let's take another quick look at this cell before I end this, just to make sure there's nothing that I've missed. You can still see right along the edge here. You can get some pretty close to 60, a little over 60, and that's one reason why this is still severe warned. And then the hail cores are still looking like they're okay. Got those new comment on there. Still looking like they're weakening. So, but anyway, so doesn't look like there's anybody that's on here that's still in the path of this. So we're gonna go ahead and end this. Just a quick recap. We'll have another. This cell could still move east, produce some hail, some strong winds, and some heavy rain and lightning. That's really all we're expecting out of this. Tornado threat is really low. Second round coming in right around 3 o'clock area, give or take an hour, right around state line, Kansas Missouri state line. That'll move in to about like Sedalia area, roughly an hour or two after that, and then kind of be out of this area roughly by daybreak is kind of the time frame. And then after that line comes through, and the cold front's going to be following that. Once that comes through, then the temps drop, the dew points drop, and really the severe threat is basically over at that point. You still see a scattered shower here and there during the day tomorrow. That I still feel like that's kind of low opportunity for that too. But down south, Springfield, basically Springfield east, and then up towards St. Louis area is kind of the better opportunity to see any kind of significant severe weather tomorrow. And then we'll have to monitor this week. There could be another system coming in through this week that we'll start updating about on that too. So anyway, I do appreciate everybody that was in here tonight. It's really our first stream of the year. We've done a couple test streams, but this is the first one. Had a lot of interaction. We really enjoy it or I do, when people comment and ask questions and things like that. It really helps helps pass the time. So anyway, like I said, appreciate everybody that was in here, and we will see you probably maybe even tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, probably this week sometime. But we'll talk to you guys soon.